My name is Kyle Herman, and I'm the outgoing president of WCSA, your student government. It is my job to promote policies that benefit our student body as a whole. I'm here to talk about a policy that WCSA is currently considering, which is for Ohio Wesleyan to transition to a smoke-free campus in 2013. This would benefit the entire student body because, firstly, it would protect the rights of future students to breathe clean, safe air. Secondly, it would make Ohio Wesleyan more environmentally friendly by decreasing the pollution of cigarette butts and the financial source of a heavily polluting industry. And thirdly, it would positively affect the cost of tuition by decreasing the price of health insurance that the university pays for employees. I'd be happy to answer questions that you have submitted about the potential transition to a smoke-free campus. I've compiled a list of questions based on emails that I've received from you, and I will be answering them now.
Kyle, can you describe how the proposal first arose and why?
This proposal resulted from a year-long effort by WCSA to find a solution to the secondhand smoke problem on campus. We were initially approached in December of last year by students who were talking to us about the need to protect their rights because they were concerned that secondhand smoke was affecting their allergies and their asthma. We worked over the past year to try to find various solutions to this problem. We sent out an email in February that had a survey, and we compiled 313 results, and from that we tried to find some sort of middle-of-the-road solution that included the setting up of smoking booths throughout the university so that the secondhand smoke could be contained to those areas. However, the university was unable and unwilling to fund these booths, and we later realized that other campuses that have set up such booths have had multiple problems with them. For instance, it's not being consistent to say that you care about all members of the university community and then expose smokers to higher levels of secondhand smoke by containing it, and also the amount of toxic buildup that occurred in these designated smoking areas actually became harmful to not only to the smokers that use them, but to the maintenance staff. So they became undesirable. They weren't even used by the smokers anymore, and eventually they were torn down. So once WCSA realized that this was not a feasible solution, we passed a resolution at the end of last semester asking the university to enforce a reasonable distance of 20 feet proximity around all university buildings, and clearly that hasn't worked. Buildings and grounds staff even tried moving the smoking disposals 20 feet away from doors, but that's only resulted in higher amounts of cigarette butts being polluted closer to the doors, which is an environmental hazard because those cigarette butts are poisonous, and when they're consumed by birds and small animals, they destroy our ecosystem.
Is this a matter of rights for both smokers and non-smokers?
Yes. We need to balance the legitimate choice of people to smoke with the right of everyone to be free from the harms of secondhand smoke. Rights only exist to the extent that they do not harm others. Unfortunately, secondhand smoke is harmful in any amounts. Most people don't know this. The Surgeon General has confirmed overwhelming scientific evidence that there is no safe level of exposure to secondhand smoke, even outside. The point of this policy is not to attack smokers, but to protect non-smokers.
If an individual is aware of the harmful effects of tobacco, is it not that individual's choice to consume the product?
Yes, and this policy recognizes that, but it isn't a legitimate choice if consuming tobacco harms others, which it does when it's consumed in cigarette form and creates secondhand smoke. The state of Ohio's Department of Health and the American College Health Association have been pressuring us to create a completely tobacco-free environment instead of just a smoke-free environment. But we are recognizing that when tobacco is consumed in smokeless form, it only presents a danger to the people who use it. So this is really more of a middle-of-the-road approach to it by not having smoking on campus, but still allowing smokeless tobacco products to be used.
Would this really decrease tuition?
Yes, relative to the cost that tuition would be otherwise. This is because the university would pay less to insure its employees for health insurance because the risk assessment done by the insurance companies would give us lower rates. This was explained to us by an economics professor and confirmed by Ohio Wesleyan's vice president for university finance.
Finally, Kyle, will this really make OWU more environmentally friendly?
Yes, it would decrease the amount of cigarette butts being littered on campus, which would help improve our ecosystem because cigarette butts are poisonous to birds and other small animals. On a more global level, it would also make us more environmentally friendly because less money would be being sent to tobacco companies, which are notorious for being heavily polluting industries worldwide.
How would this policy be enforced?
Almost 450 campuses nationwide have become smoke-free and have been able to enforce it. This policy would be enforced just like any other policy. For example, we want to make students be able to walk from their dorms to their classes without being exposed to secondhand smoke. And they could do this by going down the Jaywalk, which is on university and would be smoke-free. However, if students didn't mind smoke or wanted to smoke on the way to class, they could simply walk down Spring Street or Park Avenue on either side of the Jaywalk, which are off university property. I hope I have answered some of your questions, and I'm eager to answer any more that you may have. You can submit your questions by commenting on the wall provided directly below this video. I will read them, and I will answer them.